He's a cutie pie. I might put him in Potomac. Okay, yes. Yeah, he can come right on to Potomac.
Yeah.
You talked about Jersey just now, and I want to ask you a question because I know you probably saw it. You know, we got a glimpse at the premiere episode last night, and it was insane. You know, just really quickly, and I don't want to take up too much of your time on it.
No, you're fine.
What would you rate the episode as a premiere? And then I want to talk about, you know, whose side were you on last night?
As a premiere, probably an 8.7.
Okay.
Yeah, an 8.7.
Why would you give it that?
I think that the drama was really great. It was a great starting episode, but it was filthy. You're messing with people's lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna choke. But no, you're messing with people's lives, and on a baseless statement that you didn't even have somebody you can point at and be like, she said it. You know, you're just saying, oh, well, somebody, I can't remember. You can't remember, then that's something pretty freaking important to throw out there and then forget. Again, I don't like when the housewives kind of get this dirty, and this seemed like a little dirty. And it felt like Jackie at, you know, this party with her husband, they were not prepared for this. And then Teresa's going around drunk and she's like, did you hear? Did you hear? Did you hear? I'm like, secure that paycheck. She knows what she's doing. She's so seasoned at this point. She's like, I have kids to feed. Watch this.
You know, and for those of you guys who didn't see Jersey, just to catch you up really quickly, I can sum it up to you really fast. You know, Jackie had a birthday party for her husband Evan, and I would give this episode a 9 because I like that they just dived right into it. They didn't waste any time trying to catch us up on everybody. They went right into the party and they went right into the mess. Teresa shows up, and you know, Jackie is trying to, you know, really show Teresa some love, and you know, her husband is trying to help her set her up with somebody, and it's going really well, and Jackie's so happy. And Teresa just starts whispering these rumors about Evan supposedly doing something or cheating on Jackie when he goes to the gym. But she doesn't just whisper it to one person. She whispers it to anybody with an ear. Anybody with an ear, she whispers it to. And so that's really the biggest part, and everybody's shocked because, again, just like you said, it felt dirty. It felt very, honestly, it felt very Giselle. That's how it felt to me. I thought I saw Teresa morph into Giselle at that moment because I felt like that was something that she would do. It was just so like, are you serious? Are you serious right now? And then it also hearkened me back to the things that happened to Melissa earlier on seasons ago, you know, with the stripper rumors and stuff like that. And at the heart of it was still Teresa. You know, Teresa was at the center of Danielle, go yank Margaret's hair, you know? So she's, to me, always been the person behind it. And Jackie, when Jackie finally confronted her, basically gives her an analogy. She says, I heard that Gia was doing a white powdery substance when she goes out to party. What did you feel about that moment?
Normally you say kids are off limits, right? Gia's not a kid anymore. And she is on a public platform where she does brand ambassador stuff. And, you know, I'm sure her mom gives her a little bit of a kickback when she comes on and has her vulnerable moments about her dad and has those tough conversations. You know, her mom takes care of her. So we know her to be on the show. Meaning now that she's over 18, I guess it's fair to make an analogy that's going to wake somebody up. You know what I mean? What other analogy could she have given? That's perfect. You're touching on her husband, which affects her kids. Then you don't have your husband here, so I'm going to touch on your kid and see, do you like that? Do you see how harmful that is? yes, then take your stupid statement back. That makes sense.
And to be quite honest with you, I hate, again, I do hate when the kids are brought into it, but I felt in that moment as though if she had said, were you doing it? I don't know if Teresa's still on probation or not. So that would have not worked out well for her if she had said, if it was you. So she went with the next closest thing to Teresa that she would understand. And I felt like Jackie chose to go to a place that only Teresa would know, which was love.
But you have to remember, Jackie, I mean, she's a smart cookie. Like, she's intelligent, and she's kind of proven since her first season that she is not afraid of anything that Teresa has to say, and she's not going to put up with anything from Teresa. And I think that with anybody, even like we've seen this on Potomac, we've seen it on Atlanta, we've seen it on every single Housewives show. But when you start going after people's family and it affects their kids, it makes them kind of go a little haywire.
Yeah. I felt like I don't like anyone going after the kids, but I also like anyone going after the husbands, because that too could affect their family and their kids.
I agree. And, you know, sometimes people also have the rebuttal of, you know, well, the husbands in the family agree to be a part of it because that's the only way the Housewives can film, you know, and yeah, I get that. But they're not signing on to the same capacity, right? I don't think they are. You know, the housewife is the one that gets the money. She's the one who has certain things that she has to do, certain places. She's told what to wear for certain things. And I think she just has a bigger obligation. And I think, like you said, when you go after the kids or the husband who's not a lead or main cast member, then yeah, that's pretty low. I have other words for it, but we'll keep it censored on here. But I liked Margaret's facelift.
Margaret's face did look amazing.
Yeah, it looks snatched back, and she had like yeah, I liked it.
And I'm here for Dolores getting a new body.
I mean, honestly, I thought that everybody looked
amazing.
If anybody, I thought in this episode, Teresa looked maybe not as good as everybody else.
I would have to agree with you.
But I think that's not, honestly, for me, and I'm not trying to be, you know, like shady or disrespectful or anything. I think that this might be one of those having a lot of fillers and having a lot of work done and constantly trying to uphold something, and then you end up messing with your situation too much.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I'm not against plastic surgery, but there's probably a limit.
You know, and I'll leave it with this, though. I felt like with everything that Teresa has gone through over the past year and the past decade, you know, I would have hoped that she would have been able to be the voice of reason on this show, the wiser person who can sort of help guide some of the more troubled, like the troublemakers like Jennifer. I would have expected Jennifer to have said something like this about Evan, but even she was disgusted by this whole situation. And that really speaks to, I'm not going to just do anything for the sake of the show. And I respected Jennifer a lot more for that.
Well, and Jen has also been on the receiving end of that when Margaret was saying that your husband sleeps in the pool house with his girl. Like, you know what I mean? When she's been on the receiving end of that, but also so has Teresa. So this is something that I don't really understand, because you've felt that before. It's been on camera, you know, when he was like, my B-word wife is coming right now. And, you know, he was on the phone with some woman and they played it back at the reunion one year. You felt all of this. So why are you doing it to somebody else? And especially, it's not like she has 4 grown kids. She has 4 young kids. I don't think that's fair. I don't even think that's fair to put that doubt in somebody's head. You know what I mean? That's a crappy feeling. Then all of a sudden you're like, oh, you're going to the gym because you're going 15 minutes earlier today. So what's up? You know? Mm-hmm.
And now it's just damaging. And I just hate that this is how it starts off. You know,
That's why I said 8.7. I said it's a little bit too heavy. Like, this was intense and it's baseless. There's no facts. She has no facts.
There was no receipts. There was no photos. There was nothing.
That's what I mean. Like, it's almost like you had this like contrived storyline or plan that you wanted to come in and do. And she picked the person that she has the husband that, you know, they've said this. Andy Cohen's talked to Teresa about this, and they even said it on the reunion. She's most attracted to Jackie's husband. So she doesn't like Jackie. She's attracted to Jackie's husband. She needs a storyline, which really she doesn't because she's so locked in. But we've seen OGs leave, so, you know. But she needs a storyline, and she's like, everything's good with my sister-in-law. Jennifer I like. Dolores I'm not going to mess with. Margaret... we've done that, and she's really not interesting enough to mess with in that, like, to carry out a full storyline. And then boom, there's Jackie. Okay, makes sense. Yep.
She seems very happy in her life. Let's go over there and destroy that.
Yeah, especially because, I mean, if you look at it, she might be like, well, I don't have that, so, you know.
There you go.